Hello everyone! Welcome to the Season 3 discussion of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you did not know, I am part of the Slayalong, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer watch-along where we watch a season of Buffy a month. We talk about it on our Twitter handle at slayalong, and we also do a live show at the end of the month. I have some lovely co-hosts who are also doing this with me, and I will link all of them down below, as well as all of the videos you need, like our live shows, my Season 1, my Season 2 discussion, and things like that. So today we're here to talk about Season 3. So obviously spoilers if you have not watched Season 3 of Buffy. Please don't watch any further. I don't want to spoil you, but it's going to be a long one because I have a lot to say because this is my favorite season of Buffy. Every time I rewatch Buffy, I always think, is Season 3 really my favorite? And when I get around to Season 3, I'm like, yes. I look back at it and it's my favorite through and through. I adore it. I love Season 3. Like, I write down every single episode in every season. As you can tell, I have stars by my favorite. And if you can see, there's a lot of stars in Season 3. There wasn't nearly as many in Season 2. That's Season 2. This is Season 3. So Season 3 has some of my all-time favorite episodes in it. It's chock full of amazing one-shot episodes. It's full of amazing, like, series, like series plot ones, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we're going to talk about Season 3. As always, I don't have a real script for this video, so it's going to be all over the place. I hope that's okay. We're just here to talk and discuss Season 3. So let's do this. So first of all, we begin Season 3 with the opening of Anne, which Buffy has kind of run away, and she's left Sunnydale, moved to LA, and she's on her own, and she is alone, and then she has to help a girl, and then she gets the spark to go back to Sunnydale. So it's about her like coming back to Sunnydale after she has killed Angel and how she's a very different person. Every season finale I watch of Buffy, I'm like, how is Buffy gonna come back from this? From Season 1, she died. Season 2, she had to kill her lover, her boyfriend, and now. So the first couple episodes are kind of just Buffy getting acclimated back to Sunnydale with her characters, and then by the third episode, Faith, Hope, and Trick, we meet a new character named Faith.
It's okay, I got it. You're Buffy, right? Oh, I'm Faith.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say there's a new Slayer in town.
Now, Faith is a new Slayer, so if you remember from Season 1, we learned that every time a Slayer dies, a new one is, called upon. So when Buffy died in Season 1, we got Kendra, and then Kendra passed away in Season 2, and now we have Faith as the new Slayer. Faith is much different than Buffy and Kendra. She marches to the beat of her own drum, let's just say that. She's kind of the dark, elusive Slayer that does whatever she wants, that doesn't really feel a lot of consequences for her action, that just wants to have a good time and really enjoy slaying. Like Buffy, you learn, doesn't really like slaying, but she does it because that's what she's called to do. Faith really genuinely loves the kill and loves the thrill of hunting and, of patrolling and things like that. So honestly, when I think about Season 3, and I always, get a lot of my thoughts and things like that from Passion of the Nerd season guides. If you have not watched them, I highly recommend them. Every time I finish an episode, I go to watch this episode review, and I learn a whole bunch of things that I never knew about Buffy, and it opens up my mind so much. Like, for the example of Faith is kind of Buffy's shadow self. So Buffy, is kind of the good Slayer, does what she's told. But in reality, you think Buffy's not, but Faith is kind of like her shadow self, of like her dark, evil self. That if Buffy was really didn't have her friends and didn't have a lot of tethers to this life, she would be kind of like Faith. So I found that very interesting. So we have the introduction of Faith, which is very interesting. And then by Season 4, we learn that Angel is alive and he's come back from hell. And we don't know why exactly. You never really figure out why he comes back from hell. He's just there. And so that's a very different thing for Buffy because she was dating a new person. She was trying to get her life back on track. And then Angel's here. So we have that. We also just have so many amazing one-shot episodes in the first half of Season 3. Homecoming, one of my all-time favorites, where Buffy and Cordelia kind of battle it out. We also have Band Candy. Band Candy is one of my top 10 episodes, hands down, of the entire series. Now, there are some people that don't like Band Candy. I love it. I think it's an amazing one-shot episode. It is hilarious. It is an episode that makes me laugh. I mean, Principal Snyder as a teenager, Giles' Ripper and him and Joyce together, it is just full of classic quotes. It is just an hilarious episode through and through. I love Band Candy. We also have really intense episodes such as Lover's Walk. Lover's Walk is one of my favorites because it's one that punches you in the gut, because we have the introduction of Spike again and how Buffy and Angel are fighting their feelings, like, we're not really in love, and Spike's like, you're always gonna be in love, just to let you know. We also have the Willow Xander betrayal, which I was not on board with. Anybody else? Like, the first beginning of Buffy, I wanted Willow and Xander to get together because I thought it was cute. And then by season 3, I was like, they found their respected other halves. And I was like, why would you do this to us, writers? But they did it anyway. But I loved Lover's Walk because it was a very intense and a very driven episode full of like a lot of emotions and things like that. We also have The Wish right after that, which again is one of my top 10 favorite episodes of all time. So that is an alternate reality episodes, and I love those for some reason. That is basically when Cordelia wishes Buffy never came to Sunnydale and what it would be like. We have Vampire Willow and Xander, and it's just a really creepy but good time. I loved it. I love The Wish. We also get introduced to Anya, which if you're new to Buffy, stick around. Anya's going to be around for a while, and you're going to love her. Let me just tell you that. We also have some episodes that I don't love, but I still really enjoy, such as The Men's. That's a very gut-wrenching one too. Gingerbread's not one of my favorite, and Helpless I can't help but not love because I just, it's Giles and Buffy and it's just a betrayal. Oh my gosh. We also have the Zeppo, which I think is a classic underrated episode. Now, I wouldn't say it's one of my top 10 favorites, but it's such a unique episode where it's Xander perspective, and I just love how Xander's like having his own storyline, but we have this huge like apocalypse happening in the background. It's kind of like the storyline of somebody didn't know what was going on with the apocalypse. It's just kind of satire-y and kind of an episode within an episode. Also get into the second half of the season, which starts with Bad Girls, and that's when kind of Buffy decides to get a little bit bad. Decide to embrace her inner faith pretty much, and they kind of go out slaying and dance and do all the bad things and
Rise and shine, people. It's your wake-up call.
then accidentally Faith kills a human instead of a vampire, and then we have Consequences, which is the episode right after that, and it's about Faith, you know, learning that she doesn't really care that she's killed a human. She, you know, whatever. She finds a slayer as, you know, they're better than everybody else. They keep everybody safe. What's one life instead of the thousands they've saved? And Buffy doesn't view it as that way. Why is one life, you know, she says that one life is really important just as much as the 1,000 lives we save. This is a job. This is what we're called to do. Faith does not see it as that. You know, she thinks she's better than everybody else. So it's about Faith kind of really... Faith has always been a very interesting character for me in the fact of I always have had a soft spot for her because she is a... I wouldn't say she's an evil character, but she has kind of evil tendencies, but she's looking for love. You see constantly at the beginning of this even season that, you know, a lot of things have fallen apart for Faith. Her watcher has died right in front of her. Her family has kind of just gone. She doesn't have anybody that she can rely on or be around, or a family, much as Buffy has. Buffy has Joss, even though she's a little bit not there sometimes. Buffy has Giles as a father figure. She has Xander and Willow and Oz that are her family and her friends that she can rely on and that she loves. So she has tethers to this world to keep her grounded. Faith does not have any of that. She feels alone. So in retrospect, why wouldn't she feel those things of like not caring about somebody's death or not, you know, having repercussions or feeling consequences from that? Because she doesn't have the same things Buffy has. You often see Faith coveting over what Buffy has. Even Angel with Willow, her friends, like a really good watcher that she loves. Faith wants those things, and when Faith realizes that she can't have those things, she kind of just doesn't care anymore and goes evil. So Faith, I would say, is a anti-hero, if you will. Like, Faith will do the right thing, I think, but she has to go through a lot of darkness to get to it. And you'll even see that in future episodes on different shows even. You get to see more of Faith and learn her dynamic of why she's like that and her struggle and her journey to become better and to become, you know, more self-aware and more good. So Faith is an interesting character that I always like to watch because she, like, a lot of times I want to punch her and be like, no. And then a lot of times I care for her and want her to succeed and want her to learn and to realize that she has people that she can rely on, but she just keeps making mistakes that pushes them away. So I could talk a whole freaking video about Faith apparently. But anyway, so after that, we have another great episode is Doppelgangland. Oh, such a good episode. I love it. I mean, Vampire Willow, Real Willow, like so much foreshadowing. It's the best. I love it so much. We also have Enemies and Earshot and things like that. Earshot's a great episode. We also know that Faith has kind of went over to the dark side, to the big bad. And I forgot to say about our big bad this season is the mayor, Mayor Wilkins. And throughout the first 2 seasons of this show, you hear about the mayor. You don't ever get to meet him, but everyone's always like, wait till the mayor hears about this, because the mayor turns out is straight up evil. The mayor has been living for over 100 years. The mayor is finally turning into a demon this year and ascending. So Faith decides to go work for him, and yeah, Mayor is like pure evil with a side of wholesome. Like, he's like, here's a glass of milk, have some cookies, wash your hands after, then go kill this man. That's the kind of big bad the mayor is.
Oh, you just take good care of it. You be careful, not put somebody's eye out with that thing. Until I tell you to.
I loved the mayor and Faith's relationship because Faith found a father figure in the mayor. It's not the right one, okay? But she found somebody that she could rely on, and you could really see that dynamic between them two. It was very interesting, very dynamic. I really enjoyed it. Before I get into the... I gotta talk about the prom. The prom... I think I cry in that episode more than any other episode. Oh, I don't know. That's hard to say. But when Buffy and Angel break up, I sob. And then when Buffy gets that award for class protector, I sob so much. Like, Buffy doesn't give out sugary sweet moments, but when it does, I eat them up like candy and never let them go. I adored that scene so insanely much. Like, it was just the culmination of Buffy always wanting to be recognized by her peers for all the work she's done and just for people to notice she's there. And lo and behold, they do notice she's there, and they know that she has been protecting them this entire time. Freaking so adorable.
Whenever there was a problem or something creepy happened, you seemed to show up and stop it. Most of the people here have been saved by you, or helped by you at one time or another. We're proud to say that the class of '99 has the lowest mortality rate of any graduating class in Sunnydale history. And we know at least part of that is because of you. So the senior class offers its thanks and gives you, this. Buffy Summers, class protector.
Wild Horses comes on with Buffy and Angel. I freaking lose it. Prom, amazing. One of my favorite episodes of all time. Then we have the finale. So before I get into the finale, I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about our relationships we have. So I've already kind of touched on the Buffy and Faith relationship of how they're kind of like shadow selves, if you will. They both kind of want what each other doesn't have. They both want what they don't have. We also have Buffy and Angel. Buffy and Angel, you know, they get back together this season, and we see it's very kind of tumultuous. Like, you want them to be together, but as the season goes on, you know that there's not going to be a future for them, really.
See, safe as houses.
And what kind of future could there be? You know, she is going to go to college, and Angel's going to stay the same age forever, and it's just hard. And so they break up, and it's sad, but you understand it, and it's just time and time again. I'm a Buffy and Angel shipper. I will always be. I like to think of them in the back of my mind, always together forever and ever. That's just how I am. But, you know, I understood why they broke up, and I liked how it kind of ended amicably, as much as it can be, with, you know, a lot of pent-up feelings still, but it wasn't like something bad. Another relationship, freaking Xander and Cordelia. So Xander and Cordelia got together in season 2, and it was kind of a hate to love relationship. They got together, and it was really good, and then Xander and Willow decided to get together and just blew everything up because Willow and Oz were together. So they cheated on both of their partners with each other, and I hated that so freaking much. Willow and Oz got back together, thank goodness, because they are just an amazing couple. Oz forever. Like, Oz just steals the show in every scene he's in with the one-liners, because it doesn't say much, but Oz says everything sometimes. So, I mean, the relationships in this season, I did love Willow and Oz. They were one of my favorite couples of all time. Xander and Cordelia, it ended very horribly. I like that they got some sort of resolution by the end, because Xander, again, is a character that has his ups and downs for me for these early seasons. Like, I get a lot of comments from you guys saying you don't like Xander, and I still get it. But by the end of season 3, I really feel like Xander is coming full circle, and he's becoming a lot better. I mean, especially after he bought the dress for Cordy to kind of apologize, and you see him growing up more and more, and I appreciate that. Xander will get better. He's still always going to be Xander, kind of a brat, kind of juvenile. That's just who Xander is, honestly. But I adore him. He's got some great lines, honestly. Willow is another character I love. I love the Buffy Willow friendship, honestly. It's just so adorable how Willow gets so jealous of her Faith, and Willow does make mistakes, such as she did with Xander. But Willow is just an amazing. I love her coming into her Wicca powers and learning more and being more self-assured and being more herself. I adored that. Buffy as well. Buffy is my favorite character. I don't say that a lot with books or shows or movies. Like Harry Potter is not my favorite character in Harry Potter. But Buffy is my favorite character because I just think you see such a progression with her every single season. With this season, you see her really grow up and learn about love and kind of heartbreak. And she also learns that she has to go to college and she's accepting her fate as a Slayer forever and what to do. I love Buffy. I think she's got such a great dynamic. I also love Giles. I mean, just every character in this show I have a soft spot for, honestly. Like, every single one of them. I adore it. So, let's talk about the finale to wrap this up because this is super long. So, graduation day is here. The mayor's gonna ascend. We have a plan together. Angel gets shot by Faith and he's gonna die from a poison unless he drinks the Slayer's blood. Buffy goes to kill Faith. She stabs her. Doesn't quite kill her. So...
Still won't help your boy, though. Should have been there, B. Quite a ride.
Buffy offers herself up to, you know, get bitten by Angel, which is it's a very interesting scene. I think it represents something else, if you get what I'm saying here, like in the sexual kind. I think I read somewhere it's like somebody said that's his thinnest metaphor ever. I think that might have been Patch from the Nerd too. I promise I don't mean to copy him all the things he says. I just love what he says. And then we have the graduation day battle happen, and I love the moment where they get all of the school and they take the robes off and they have crosses and stakes and crossbows. They have fire. They all team together up to take this demon down.
Now!
It is amazing. I love that finale. I think it's a great one. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite all-time finales. It doesn't pack a punch as much as season 2's when Buffy kills Angel. That one packs an insane punch. Graduation Day is just a big bad. We defeat him. Yay, all is good. That's a great finale, but it's not one of my favorites. It's not an emotional wreck or gut punch as their other seasons. Like, I'm looking at you, season 2 and 5 and 6 even. But though this one was just a nice kind of wrap to high school. Like, they blew up their school. They survived the battle. That was high school. I adored it. I thought it was great. Also, at the end of this season, we see Angel leave. And if you haven't already surmised by now that Angel is getting his own show. Angel has his own show. A question to you, if you're watching, is would you like to watch Buffy and Angel simultaneously? Meaning, as in, Angel begins season 1 when Buffy's doing season 4. So do you want to watch Buffy season 4 and Angel season 1 and then Buffy season 5, Angel season 2? Would you like to watch them together? I personally am going to do that because I've rewatched Buffy a lot, but I don't think I've ever done a rewatch of Angel. In fact, I don't think I've ever even finished Angel. I don't think I've ever watched the last season, the 5th season. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch Angel. Now, Angel, I will tell you, is a much darker show. I would kind of compare Angel to Buffy's all about kind of growing up and learning to embrace, you know, your slayers and dealing with the demons that are real, dealing with demons that, you know, are fictional, but also kind of putting them together with demons and your real life. Whereas Angel is about a character that's been alive for several years and have done a lot of bad things and is trying to atone for his actions. Like a recovering like alcoholic, I've heard it compared to, is kind of like that show. So it's a much darker show. It's all about Angel atoning for his sins, pretty much. Let's just say that. So I like Angel. I don't like it nearly as much as Buffy, but there are crossover episodes, especially in season 4 and season 5 of Buffy. Those two are where they cross over the most because they are on the same network. After that, it gets a little bit dicey. But I'd say if you really want the full experience of watching Buffy, I would also watch Angel. Watch them. I don't know if I'm going to watch full-on season 4 of Buffy and then season 1 of Angel. I might try to do 1 and 1, if that makes any sense, but I'm gonna do it. If you guys want to do it too, let me know. I'd love to hear. But either way, season 3, if I can give it a rating, a full 5 out of 5. I loved every single, I mean, there was no episode other than Dead Man's Party, which was my least favorite episode, by the way, that I didn't absolutely like really enjoy. My favorite episodes, hands down, were Band Candy, Lover's Walk, The Wish, Doppelgangland, Earshot, and The Prom, and Graduation Day. Those are my favorites. So a lot of favorites. I also really enjoyed the Zeppo. I also really liked Bad Girls and Faith Open Trick. I also really enjoyed Choices, honestly, too. So season 3, I think, is the golden age of Buffy. Season 3 is where it hits its stride. It does amazingly well, and we're gonna enter season 4, and season 4, I don't know if it's my least favorite season. I will say it has some of my least favorite episodes of all time, so there's that. That's gonna be fun, but either way, season 4 has also got a couple of really good episodes that are some of my favorites of all time as well. So season 4 is a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm kind of not looking forward to it because I don't love the season that much. But as always, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about season 3, what you enjoyed about it, what you didn't enjoy about it. Again, I will link all the links for Slay Along down below. I will also link Passion of the Nerd season 3 guide. I highly recommend you watch them. They are amazing. Believe you me, I love them so much. So let me wrap this up because I am talking forever too long about this. I could talk about Buffy forever and ever, apparently, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.